So yesterday I was in Washington, and by the end of the night, I wanted to hang myself. Washington is completely out of touch. I haven't been there in a year. I don't care to ever go back to that place ever again. They are completely out of touch. I'll tell you some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that happened at this speech, and the stuff that the media won't show you. And then I also want to have a plea to Don Lemon to actually take control of his own show and tell his producers to stop putting all of the stuff that is really good on the editing room floor. There was a moment last night with me and Don Lemon on CNN that was game-changing. It was real. And guess what part CNN cut out? I've had it. We're going to talk about that right now. All we want is love.
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Welcome to the program. I'm so glad you're here. I'm in Orlando, Florida, getting ready for the 9/12 summit, which is happening on 9/12, and 9/11 is tomorrow, and I will be there, and we're going to talk a little bit about politics. I think that's what I've promised. I said I was going to talk about, but I don't think I could talk about politics anymore. Last night I almost had an aneurysm before I went to bed. I honestly, if I wouldn't have put my computer down last night, if I wouldn't put the iPad down last night, I don't think I'd be on the radio today, because I was about to use every foul word that I haven't used since the mid-'90s in response to some of the people online. Gandhi was not anywhere near my hotel room last night, I'll tell you that. I was in Washington yesterday, and you listen to me, and you know, this audience knows what time it is. And I am so done with talking politics and the games that are being played. And I have a hard time, as Stu and Pat and Jeffy will tell you, we talk on the air all the time. Look, how are we going to balance this? How are we going to continue to talk about politics, but also talk about the things that are really important, because politics are important. How do we do it? Back and forth. I mean, we really wrestle with it. And then I see these brain dead media people and these brain dead politicians up in Washington, D.C., who honestly, the people always lead, and politicians are always behind the people. But in Washington, D.C., I'm telling you, it is 1934. That's how far behind the people they are. I get off the stage yesterday, which is something I want to talk to you about. And I get off the stage, and somebody from, I think it was the Daily Mail or the Guardian from England, came right up to me right after my speech. Now, in my speech, I'm not talking about politics at all. I'm telling you, in this speech, this is the moment of choosing, or our way of life. And quite honestly, we as Americans will be wiped clean off this land. The Guardian came up and said, "Hey, I listened to your speech here just a few minutes ago. Can you tell me what happens if Hillary Clinton is elected?" I looked at her, and I was stunned. I don't even think I responded to her at first. I looked at her like, am I in some sort of a fever dream right now? What is this conversation? And I said, "Excuse me?" And she said, what happens if this deal goes through and then Hillary Clinton gets... I said, "Did you listen to anything I just said? I have no idea what is going to happen with Hillary Clinton. We may not make it to Hillary Clinton. Are you that out of touch? How can we be facing evil? I mean, imagine, now in retrospect, and this is what was happening in the 1930s, so I have to keep this in perspective. But imagine you're standing up on stage and you're like, hey, by the way, they're exterminating Jews right now. They've got these death camps, and they're putting them in showers, and they're taking their children and they're doing experiments on them, and then they're putting them in ovens. And somebody coming up and saying, yeah, what happens if Wendell Wilkie gets in? What happens? What happens? I mean, have you seen the treaty? I mean, should we have a little more of this or a little less of that? Did you hear they're stuffing Jews in ovens? Did you hear that part?